In this, I'm going to explain the C programming and C++ implementation of the client server programs that theoretically discussed in the lecture video. And this source code you can find in the link given here. In this folder, you will find the client server architecture related programs. So this is the CS underscore program in which you will find the client.c, server.c, client.cpp and server.cpp. So to work this, let will open the folder, and here some client.out output files are there that I am going to delete these files so that it will be easy for you to understand. So open a terminal and go to that folder, cd desktop, CS programs, gedit server.c, and these programs you must do in the Unix environment because these programs are made with the header files that are supported in the Unix environment, and this will not work in the this Windows environment. So for that, I am using a virtual machine in which I have installed the Ubuntu operating system, and I have turned on the Ubuntu operating system from which I am doing these particular programs. So here is the program. This is the server.c, hash include stio.h, hash include sys/socket.h, netinet.in.h, and string.h. So these two are the core header files for this program, which is said to be socket.h and the network internet and netinet.h, that is in.h. These are the two header files which are important. And here the socket connection will be declared as the integer type, int welcome socket, new socket, character buffer of 1024. Actually this one character is equal to 1 byte, and here an array of 1024 bytes were created, and it is especially used to hold some text given by the server or maybe given by user. So to hold some text, we are going to declare this buffer of 1024. Next one is struct socket address, that is socket address, server address. This structure socket address is available in the socket.h. Socket address storage, this structure is also available in socket.h. Server storage. Socket length, address size, that is also available in the socket.h. So these are the three things that are available in socket.h. Now first thing is create the socket. While creating the socket, you have to use the function called socket, and you are supposed to pass three parameters. First one is the internet domain. This is pf underscore inet. Pf underscore inet is the local domain. Socket stream. So the data will be transferred from one place to other place, that is client to server, in a character of streams. So hence socket underscore streams. And here the default protocol we are going to use is TCP. At the transport layer, we have two protocols, TCP and UDP. We are going to use the default protocol as the TCP protocol. That means it will follow the TCP three-way handshake for the establishing of the connection. So welcome socket is equal to socket of pf underscore inet, socket underscore stream, and 0, which means TCP. Next one is configure the settings of the server address structure. So here server address structure is server ADDR, and in which we have the data fields like SIN underscore family. This is AF underscore inet. This is also a type of internet address, AF underscore inet. Next is SIN underscore port. Here a port is going to be declared HUN as 7891. Here you can take whatever the port number you want, but remember this, that the port numbers must be greater than 1024, because from 1 to 1024 the port numbers are the system reserved ports. Those ports should not be disturbed. You are supposed to use only user defined ports which are greater than 1024, and it will go up to 65,535. So here you can choose any one of the port number. Here I have used 7891. Server address dot sin underscore address dot s address, that is source address, that is inet underscore addr. This is the local host address because we are running server on the local host. Next is memory set. Set all bits of the padding field to 0. So here we are going to set the memory to 0. So here /0 with all padding. So what is how much size memory we are supposed to set? Size of server address dot sin underscore 0. Next one is bind. Bind the address structure to socket. Bind of welcome socket. And what is the welcome socket? Is there that welcome socket? And structure of this socket address. This address will be binded with the size of server address that is binded to this welcome socket. Now, this particular program represents the server. So now server can wait for the client's request. So server is in a position to serve the client's request. So if it is going to serve the client request, then how many clients it has to accept? So in this program, we are going to declare 5 maximum connections. At a time, 5 maximum connections can be made. So if listen of welcome socket comma 5 is equal to 0, then listening, else error. Next one is accept all creates a new socket for the incoming connection. So whatever the new request comes, for that a new connection to be established. So address underscore size is equal to size of server socket, that is size of server storage, and new socket is equal to whenever the request comes from the client, we need to accept that the server is to accept the connection. So a function accept of welcome socket comma to create the socket, we require the size of the socket. So to the server storage address underscore size, that size will be allotted to this welcome socket. Now send message to the socket of coming connection. So whenever client established the connection, then send the message from the server to the client saying that string copy buffer we have declared previously character of 1024, that is character array of 1024. So you use this buffer and paste some string, that is string copy buffer comma hello world, and send onto the new connection whatever is established, new socket comma buffer comma length of the string 13 comma 0. That means this program, whenever this program runs, and it will wait for the client's request. Whenever the client request comes, then it will establish a connection and will check for whether the maximum of 5 connections, it is below the maximum of 5 connections or not. If it is below the maximum of 5 connections, then a new connection will be established and server will send hello world to that particular client. Let will examine the client part. Now this is the server. Now I'm going to open another terminal, cd desktop, see client server program, gedit client.c. Now here is the client.c program. Whatever the steps you have observed in the server.c, the similar steps we will use to follow in the client also. There is no much difference in code that you will find in server and client. Except the only difference is how many number of incoming requests we are supposed to accept is dealing with the server. While coming to the client, we don't have this condition. So let will examine this client.c. here int client socket, and here there is no welcome socket because client is always going to request the server, so only client socket is there. Where in case of server, we have the server socket and at the same time welcome socket also. Welcome socket will hold the new connection. And buffer of 1024, because server will send the 1024 buffer, and at the same time the client should also be in a position to hold 1024 buffer size. Otherwise, it will be difficult for the client to hold that much string length. So hence this is very essential for maintaining the same size on the client and server side. Struct socket address underscore in server address and socket length. Here there is no server storage like in server. In client we have only the socket underscore in and socket length, that is address size. So client socket is equal to socket of same pf underscore inet socket stream, and because we are using TCP, it is 0. Server address dot sin underscore family af underscore inet. Server address dot sin port, the same port that what you have used for the server, the same port has to be used here. Server address is localhost address, that is 127.0.0.1, and memory to be set with all padding with 0. So the same thing, same operation that we have done in the server, same operation has to be done here. Next is connect the socket to the server using the address structure. Address underscore size is equal to size of server address. Connect of client socket, same size should be allotted and to be connected. In server, there is an operation of send buffer comma hello world, and there is buffer comma the size of the string that what we are going to send. So here send operation, this is send operation we have done. In client, we have a function called receive operation. Read the message from the server into the buffer. So client socket comma buffer comma 1024 comma 0, and whatever you have read this buffer, that has to be printed onto the screen. Printf data received %s buffer. So this is the way the client server program will be written. Now let will examine this client server program. So let will compile the client.c gcc space client.c. Now I am going to redirect the output to the client.out file, because if you won't redirect, by default a.out file will be generated. It is going to give you a warning. You can ignore this warning. Inet underscore address of 127.0.0.1. You can ignore this warning. Now let will compile the server.c gcc space server.c and redirect the output to server.out. And here also it is giving you a warning. You can ignore this warning. Now first you have to start the server /server.out. Now this server is listening. Now the server is listening because the number of connections is not greater than 5. Now here this is the client window. From this client window we need to connect to the server. Now run the client.out /client.out. So whenever I enter this client.out, the server has to send hello world to the client. So the server has sent the hello world to the client. So data received is hello world. The same thing that what we have written in the program, that we have realized after compilation, and server will be run from a command prompt and client will be run from a command prompt. So whenever server is on and it is continuously listening for the request, whenever a client has sent the request, then the server will send hello world once the TCP connection is established. So this is the way how the client server programs will be written with the help of C programming. Now let will examine some more things. Gedit server.c, that buffer, that is hello world, was directly copied into the buffer, and this hello world is going to be sent to the client whoever requested. So one thing is, whatever the ciphertext programs that you have done previously should be used here. That means this particular plain text, this is going to be plain text hello world, it must be encrypted and sent to the client, and the client has to decrypt that decrypt the particular text. Then the client will get the plain text. So this is the logic we are supposed to implement in this client server programs. So first you are supposed to implement the ciphertext that you have implemented previously, like scissor cipher, mono alphabetic cipher, and polyalphabetic cipher, transposition cipher. Whatever the cipher programs that you have done previously has to be used here. Later on, you are supposed to use the data encryption standard DES and also RS algorithm in the client server programming. So here, hello world is a plain text that directly implemented here. So here we can do one thing in this. Let me declare one variable here. Anyhow, we have declared the buffer. So one thing we can do is we'll write a variable like int key is equal to 113. So one key we have declared here. Now since buffer was copied into the, that is hello world is copied to the buffer. So after this, let will write a small code here. While I less than or equal to 1024, or we can say I less than or equal to size of buffer. So anyhow, the I has not been declared. So will declare this I. Int key is equal to 113. I is equal to 0. So while I is less than size of buffer, less than or equal to size of buffer, then the buffer of I is equal to buffer of I exclusive OR operation key. Buffer of I is equal to buffer of I exclusive OR operation key. So this cap symbol represents the XOR operation. And let will see I less than or less than size of buffer, and buffer of I, then I plus plus. So once I plus plus is there, then buffer of I plus plus is equal to \0, so which represents the end of the string. Now we can test whether the data is encrypted or not. Printf data sent is %s comma buffer. So I think you got clear that whatever the message we are going to send, we have encrypted using the key. We are going to encrypt using the key, and the encrypted data we are going to send to the client once the connection is established. Now let will compile this program. So gcc space server.c space -o server.out. So the program has been successfully compiled. Now run the server.out. Now it is listening, and run the client. So the data that has been encrypted, you look at, this is not the original data. Hello world is not the original data. Some encrypted data you can find onto the screen, and the same encrypted data you can find here. So 9, some encryption, something is there. So the data received is this one. Then how to decrypt it? You are supposed to use the same operation again on the client. Whatever the operation you have done, with the key. So whenever you receive the buffer at the client side, you have to perform the same operation with the key that what you have selected here, 113, and the result has to be displayed onto the screen so that you will get the decrypted one. That means for the encryption and decryption, we are using the same key, which is called symmetric key encryption and decryption method. Symmetric key means for the encryption and decryption, we will use the same key. So we are going to use the same key for the encryption and decryption. So at the server, we have encrypted using this key, while receiving at the client, receive the buffer, perform the same operation again. While I less than size of buffer of I is equal to buffer of I XOR operation key, and I plus plus, buffer of I plus plus is equal to \0, and printf data received %s buffer. So you will get the hello world again. So this is the way the encryption and decryption will be performed using this client server program. So this is a very simple encryption and decryption I have explained here. In the same way, whatever the cipher, classical cipher algorithms that I have explained in the previous video, if you might have implemented, directly you call the function and place over here, so that the encrypted data will be sent onto the server, onto the client. At the client end, you have to decrypt it and you have to see the plain text. So let will do the same operation on the client. Int key is equal to 113 and I is equal to 0. So here we have received the buffer 1024. Now whatever the operation we have done at the server, we are supposed to use the same here. So while I less than size of buffer of I is equal to buffer of I plus plus. Now here I plus plus means already the value will be incremented, so hence it is not better to not use I plus plus here, only buffer of I. Whatever the final value of I will be there, that will be placed here. Server.c just to save it, and client.c, that also you save it. So once this was done, then so gcc server.c and send the output to server.out. The program has been compiled successfully. /server.out. and it is listening for the client, and go to client cd gcc client.c and rewrite the output client dot. Now dot slash client dot out. So you look at here, this is the encrypted form. You can find here in server. You cannot understand what is this form, but at the receiving end, we have done the decryption with the same key. Hence, we got the hello world. Well, so this is the way we are supposed to perform the encryption and decryption operation. Very simple operation I have done here, but you are supposed to implement with the help of the classical cipher algorithms that I have explained in the previous video. You have to implement them and you have to incorporate here. Later, we will see the data encryption standard and the classical public cryptography algorithm, which is called RSA algorithm. In a similar way, I have also provided a C++ program, gedit server.cpp. So it is a simple internet server application program. It listens to the port written in the command line. Default is 1234, but you can provide whatever the port number you want while running the program. So while running the program, if you provide the port number, means how it will be taken into consideration in the program. So here we are going to use the command line arguments in the main method. That we'll see afterwards. Accepts a connection and sends the hello message to a client. Then it receives the answer from the client and terminates. The previous program is hello world has been sent to the client and the connection will be terminated. But here it will wait for the client to respond. Once the client responded, then the server will be terminated. Our connection will be terminated. This is a simple program here. And here in the previous program, the port number is fixed, and here you can give the port number whatever you want. As usual, the system/socket.h and netinet/in.h, these are the header files required, and these are the other supporting header files in this program. Static void usage, and here this is the command line argument, int main of int argc comma character star argv. That means here argc will count the number of arguments on the command line, and argv holds the commands. Argv holds the arguments that you will pass on the command prompt. Always program name refers to the first argument. So the reason always we are supposed to check argument counter is greater than 1, because the program name that what you write on the command prompt will also be counted as an argument. So we should ignore the first command and we have to take the next arguments. So argc is greater than 1 and the arguments values is equal to hyphen, then usage, exit. Otherwise, listen to the port 1234. Then argc is greater than 1. Listen port is equal to a to I argument of 1, because the program name is argument of v. There is argv of 0. Whatever the next argument that you pass is argument of 1. And rest of things are common, like socket of af underscore inet socket stream comma 0. What you have seen in the program, the same thing is here. And here we are going to use we are going to fill the address structure containing the self address of the server and bind the socket to the address and see the linger, that is timeout to 0 to close the listen socket immediately at the program termination. So actually this is the port which will terminate when there is no connection, when there is nothing is listening to it. So now listen for the connection. RES is equal to listen of S0 comma 1. So 1 is in maximum length queue. Then accept the connections. So this is the program for the accepting of the connection, as we have seen in the previous code also. And here we are going to do the detailed information about the structure variables. And finally, we are going to receive the connection. We are going to receive the data, and once the data has been sent, the client will send the reply, and once client has sent the reply, you are supposed to print onto the screen. Now here static void usage, here a simple internet server, details and all, everything will be printed. So this is a server program, and don't get confused with this lengthy strings and all. This is a very simple thing that we are going to mention. We are going to we are going to give the information about the address structure here. Okay, so there is nothing special in this. The same way, client.cpp. The client.cpp is also like this. Once the client has received the connection, server accept the connection, the client has to send some data to the server, and server will print it. So since it was written in C++, you are supposed to compile it as G++, server.cpp -o server cpp.out, and start the server /server cpp.out. Here you can write the port number 4321, etc. Whatever the port number you want. If you won't mention any port number, by default 1234 will be taken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 14321 and enter. So it is listening for the client. Now G++ client.cpp, send redirect the out, client cpp.out /client cpp.out, and here which port number, 4321. Port should be 1234, so it is not accepting 1234 port. Okay, it is not accepting. I think there is no mechanism of taking this 234. Still, it is not valid argument. Validity Control C. Without this, will do it. Well, peer address is equal to 1 local host address, and port is 1234. Connected, reading a server message, received hello, and here connection from local host, port number so and so, received 20 bytes. Okay, thank you, bye bye. Okay, thanks, bye bye. So client is sending that client is sending information that I have received 20 bytes successfully, and closing the connection. So this is a C++ program. So this code you can find in the description of this video. So you can download from the link provided in this video, and you can try on your own.